The new FedRAMP roadmap is a path for agencies to follow, according to GSA, but agencies will still have to take the action of walking that path. Matt Mandrgoc is head of public sector for Zoom. He says there are two main areas posing challenges for agencies when they walk that path.
One is legacy systems that are not allowing organizations and agencies to scale. They're trying to mix in legacy systems with FedRAMP cloud solutions, and it's hampered the opportunity for agencies to scale and do the things they want to do in innovation. The second component is automation, where they aren't, since these many agencies looking at, we have all these investments they've made into legacy, into obviously FedRAMP solutions. But how do you take that with industry and look at the automation that you can do amongst them, how we've done this in different parts of other industries, and taking those best practices and bringing it to the government, where you can take secure cloud platforms and actually use automation as a way to help them scale and really add into this whole executive order around employee experience and customer experience.
When you talk about the legacy systems integration with FedRAMP-approved applications, is the as-a-service concept, the as-a-service worldview, making that process easier or more difficult, do you think, for agencies?
It's more difficult because they can't, legacy systems you can't scale because they're not FedRAMP authorized. So in that, it really hampers the opportunity, and as they make investments and look at the future, you look at what agencies go across and they add in, our investment we're going to make now has to go for the next 5 to 7 years. Well, those investments they've made in the past, maybe coming at the tail end of that 5 to 7 years, now they have to look at how do we look at this differently? How does this fit into the workflow that we have? Our employees are doing things differently than they did 5, 7 years ago. It's not where everybody's coming in the office. It's a hybrid environment, and really allows them, the agencies, to take that opportunity to take these new systems, these FedRAMP authorized cloud platforms that are secure. Whether you go through FedRAMP moderate or through a JAB process, really a great opportunity then for them to look at technologies replacing these legacy systems to create that next environment where they can start to take getting those FedRAMP authorized platforms in, and then looking at the authorization opportunity for them to create automation.
Given the budget situation that most agencies find themselves in, both from a size point of view and from a timing or consistency point of view, is replacing those legacy systems really the only effective possibility, or are there things that agencies can do to kind of bridge the gap between where they are today and when they can actually replace those systems that connect to other systems?
Yeah, it's hard to say that you want to make a full pull-out and just change something right away. And there has to be a reason for it. So you start to look at what they're doing around the customer employee experience, these work groups that are looking at what is our workflow, what are we doing, how are we doing things? If we replace something, this is what we did before, but now how we're doing it much differently. So as they work through that process, it really allows the opportunity for them to, what do we want to use for that technology? And then when they create that solution, I call it fiscal responsibility from an agency. We just don't want to say we're going to spend money and go buy something new. But if you can look at the workflow and the justification of what you're doing and create the automation process. We had an agency that took thousands of people. So our IT team was inundated with requests for all the provisioning for phone for all the groups are doing. We worked along with another FedRAMP platform, ServiceNow, with the Zoom for Government platform, and we were able to create a self-provisioning process which allowed them to, these over 8,000 employees, scale to do self-provisioning, which took almost 85% of the workload on the IT team off. So now you really look at, it's not just a technology replacement, it's a workflow, it's an automation, it's the opportunity to really let the IT teams focus on the most important things that they can around cloud security, all these things there, but creating that automation with these platforms that are FedRAMP authorized.
We have less than a minute. What's the model that agencies can take from the example that you just described and maybe apply to any other different kind of use case?
Yeah. I think it's partnering with industry. Industry has seen so many things, in whether we take best practices from our finance or retail or whatever, other groups, and we actually take these things. Industry talks to each other. We also take best practices from other agencies. So we talk about plagiarizing was so bad when we were younger. Now the opportunity to plagiarize, great things that people are doing. So industry, we're going to see more and more of industry coming together, where it's not just one or two vendor coming in each one. You're going to see 3, 4, 5 vendors come together, help agencies create a solution that's really secure, creates automation, creates the workflow and the opportunity for the employee and customer experience to the next level.
Matt Mandrgoc of Zoom.